a way of trading skills and services in a community and uses time rather than money.
It's a local exchange system. So I've had a bit of a look about how the mainstream global financial system works and have come to the conclusion that it's unsustainable, it's unjust, and it's very volatile.
Everybody is welcome to Timebank, young people to seniors in our community.
It means anything is accessible to anyone. You don't have to have a certain amount of money to get something done. It's just an open thing for everyone.
It's a really good way of getting to know your community. You make friends really quickly, you get to know who the people are and what they do and what they can offer, but you also get to know yourself really well.
Tēnā koutou katoa. I come from the far north, Ngāpuhi, the northern Māori, and the practices around Timebank, if I can say, we would articulate them as manaakitanga. What is manaakitanga? In essence, Timebank holds threads of manaakitanga from where I sit in my cultural understanding. So communities need a village square now where they can come together and offer the skills that they have so that the whole community can be uplifted and be well.
It creates, I kind of see it as this beautiful big spider web of connections across the community. I know for myself through the Timebank, I've connected with so many fabulous people, usually with very similar values to mine, often involved in environmental or social justice. And so, you know, like-minded people have a way of connecting through the Timebank.
Acknowledging that everybody has something to offer and that everybody is valued the same way.
The lovely thing about Timebank is that it's much broader than just one-to-one. So, you know, I can maybe, you know, so-called buy an hour of time from you for your wonderful skills, maybe your hypnotherapy, and then I can sell my skills, maybe sewing and dressmaking, to another person. So it opens up a whole wonderful world of exchanging people's skills and time.
Timebank held processes that were ancient. They were not new. They were not introducing brand new ways of becoming community. In fact, they were returning to ways that we could strengthen our communities through people putting their hand up and saying what they can offer.
One of the best things about it is that it's very egalitarian. So it doesn't matter what we do, an hour is an hour is an hour, it's all valued the same. So, doctors and lawyers, you know, get paid so much and cleaners get paid so little. In a Timebank, none of that matters. Whatever you offer, it's the same, of the same value.
Because everyone comes into Timebank wondering what on earth they have to offer. So many people say that, and everyone has something to offer. And I started off just offering babysitting, and no one even took me up on it. But now I offer proofreading. I have learnt to do to make beeswax wraps, which I just learnt for my own benefit. But I thought that's something I can easily share with someone. And I also do some energy work. It's Access Consciousness Bars session. So it's a way of me getting experience.
When I filled in my form for offer, I put up the fact that I enjoy dance. And because my husband and I are both dancers, and he is a member of Timebank as well, we've helped people learn to waltz for their wedding, one particular lovely couple.
I think the thing is to not worry too much about that and just to wait, because you'll come up with an idea, or you'll be at a coffee meetup and you'll be chatting and somebody will say, gosh, I'm moving house next week, and you think, oh, well, I'd like to go and help that woman move house. That would be just fine. So you don't need to know exactly what it is as you join. It sort of comes. I started off helping with cleaning, and all sorts of bits and bobs, and then I realised that I have paddle boards, and so now I offer paddle boards for people as part of Timebank, and I love that. I think doing actually something that you really love is probably the best thing to offer.
I had another career. I was an engineer in the beginning of my life, so I'm really, really good at fixing things, and I got a big, toolkit. So I just went up to a house and did lots of really little things like putting up curtain rails or fixing a cupboard door or putting a PowerPoint for something, and it made such a big difference to her, and I got so much pleasure from doing, because they're really easy things for me to do, and it made such a big difference to her life. And I came home and I told Meredith about how much pleasure it was for me, and so she says, well, you should do this on Timebank.
Meeting together in the village square. In this case, it's Oka. We can share and talk where are the needs of our community and how can we be of service. So manaakitanga, and to give service, is kaitiakitanga, is to care for. So when you care for someone, you give selflessly. And I hear that and I see that when I am in these coffee catch-ups. I hear that. I think, you are practicing your kaitiakitanga. You are caring for each other, checking in. Maybe you haven't seen each other for a month, but at that time you catch up, just briefly, and you learn, okay, maybe you nod, and maybe you think, okay, I can be of service. And how rich are you for that service you give, and how rich are we for having you in our community in this way.
The other thing about Timebank is that it's not just about what you offer. I spend quite a lot of time looking at what other people are asking for, because sometimes you don't know what you've got to offer until someone's asking for it. For example, someone was asking for someone to come and help them fold up washing. And I would never put on an offer that I wanted to come and help people fold up washing. But I thought, well, yeah, I could do that. To just go and help this young mum who had a mountain of washing to be folded up. And spend a whole afternoon with her and her gorgeous little baby. And we're good friends now. That's how you make friends. And I haven't had to fold up any more washing since then, but I would happily do that again.
So far I've offered a workshop. It was called Rest and Reset, and it was a workshop that I have run before for my work. Kind of a wellbeing workshop based on lots of tools to have more rest in your life.
The various things I offer help with intuitive decision making. I offer how to upcycle clothes, because I'm concerned about the vast amount of clothing that goes to landfill. And so my whole wardrobe now is little bits and pieces of different clothes from our local so-called dump, now we call it a resource centre, that I put together in different ways. And I love showing other people how to do that.
I came in with a very clear offering, and that was I'm very interested in how we care for our Earth Mother, and that can translate into several ways. I teach weaving and language.
Because I think in our society, especially women, we're very good at offering, we're very good at putting out there and giving, but we don't always receive very well. Learning to receive is one of the really wonderful things about Timebank, because it is about giving and receiving. It's one of the key values of Timebank is the reciprocity. So it's really interesting because I do the orientations for a lot of the orientations for the Timebank, and everyone always thinks, I don't know what to offer, and so I always encourage them and myself, think about what you can also ask for, because that's how you make friends, is actually by asking for things too. I first heard about Timebank some years ago now, when Margaret Jeffries from Littleton was talking about the experience that they had after the Christchurch earthquake. Because Littleton had a Timebank, they were able to get up and running with their community almost immediately after the earthquake, and within a day they had people out there dismantling chimneys and helping people sort out their houses. And that was because they knew their community well. They knew who were the vulnerable people, they knew what skills people had, so they were able to get galvanised really quickly to recover much more quickly than say in Christchurch. And I thought, what a fantastic tool this is for community resilience.
something I took from my father's outside his home. To me, they are gold. This is how you feed your people. You plant this. Maybe you give it to a neighbour, you give it to a friend, and you say, plant this and you will feed a tribe. And they will look at you, no, it's not possible, but it is totally possible. And so that's what I know. I don't need a sack of potatoes to plant, I need maybe this many. That is what I learnt. So I can give that to you, I can share that mātauranga, that knowledge with you, and your family, your whānau, will actually become nourished by something quite practical. And you all have this, we all have this in us.
One of the things I really like are the little events that we hold where you kind of get groups of people together. We have regular coffee mornings, and you always get a few new people turning up, and just kind of sit around and talk about your involvement with the Timebank. And I always love watching, all the connections that get made and people starting to get excited about what they can offer or what they can receive.
Timebank helps people to connect. We kind of cover the problem of isolation and loneliness. A lot of people live far away from the city center. A lot of people are actually retired, or their work don't relate to seeing people in town. So Timebank enables a way of connecting these people with other people.
I've reached a point in my life where I'm no longer young and I can't offer perhaps physical things or anything in particular. It gives me a sense of almost a contentment in knowing that I'm appreciated for just being the person that I am.
Timebank has what we call a community chest. So it's a bank of hours that is made of donated credits from the other members. And we have this bank of hours that we use when someone in the community is in need. One of our members needed to move house, and she had a young baby and she didn't have a car. She asked if Timebank could help, and then we organized a lot of people that came along and with cars and helping hands just to move stuff. And then she moved house in a couple of hours. We rewarded these members, paying them the credits for the amount of hours that they helped. But then we sourced these credits from the community chest and not from the person that was in it, because we saw that as a need in the community and that we were willing to support.
I think it's allowed me to meet a lot of people in the community that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And for me, I lost my grandparents a long time ago. I don't see my family that much, and to meet actually a lot of older people in the community and to have different range of friends that you meet, different age groups, different backgrounds, and it's a wonderful sense of sort of belonging and being part of something, and just all the range of people that you wouldn't meet otherwise, and that you feel more neighbourly towards, that you actually, when they get in trouble, you feel like, oh yeah, I could go and help, and vice versa. If something came up with me, I now have this nice group of friends that I would feel comfortable asking for help.
There was an afternoon tea, and I didn't know who had prepared all this food, but there was an abundance. And the Timebank people had provided it, and I felt, this is who we are, this is how we roll. And I could give so much more in that essence, because I felt, people had said, Ngaro no is teaching us about matariki, or puanga in the far north, as we call it. And there was that support, that hidden support. I don't know who made this cake or who did this. It was expressed to me that this is what Timebank has provided for this occasion, and I felt really honoured that I could be part of a cultural activity that we were sharing a cultural understanding. Yeah, and that's one of many.
It makes me feel useful, of value, appreciated, and connected. It's really big for me, that actually, because I come from an immigrant family, immigrated from England, then I came on my own to New Zealand, so I have no family here. So I've always had that sense of where do I belong? And so for me, being part of the Timebank in this beautiful community of Raglan has helped me feel, yeah, I really belong here. And I belong here because I'm connected to a lot of wonderful people. I value them and they value me. And that's pretty precious.
It feels a lot different to if I was doing something as a money transaction. It feels a lot more like you're connecting with people. It's kind of a really awesome feeling, and kind of makes you want to do more of it.
Is to value the unseen and unvalued things that happen in our community, mainly by women, and that's what it's done for me. It's actually taught me to value myself better for the little things that I do, that by just baking a cake for someone. You know, I would never think of that as being really amazing, but you know, it does. Those are the sort of things that are really helpful. So it has helped me value myself, and I feel more, what's the right word? It gives me a sense of belonging in this community. Timebank has really given me that, a sense of belonging, because I'm part of this community, I'm part of the fabric of the community. The giving and receiving is kind of this, the reciprocity of it is like a weaving a fabric, and I'm part of that. So that's pretty special.
It makes me feel a happier person, a more fulfilled almost.
So if I've spent an afternoon, doing jobs for someone, I just come home with a warm glow in my heart. I really feel good in myself. It's really good for my own health and well-being. And we know there's a lot of science of positive psychology telling that, if you want to be happy in life and be well and be healthy, you should be out there helping other people. That's, one of the most powerful ways you can support your own health and well-being.
If you are interested in joining Timebank, you can hop into the Environment Center, the Whangarua Environment Center, and fill out the form, and then I will be in touch with you. So the Environment Center is open from Tuesday to Friday, 12 to 4, or you can go online in raglan.timebanks.org and you can sign up online. Once you set your profile, I will be in touch with you.